Hello and welcome to this Storybuilder video tutorial. The title of this video tutorial is Inputting Accident Data Using Storybuilder Lite, Part 2. Now we're going to pick up where we left off in Part 1 by moving on to the right hand side of the bow tie. So we just click Next from here. Now we come to the emergency response barriers, the barriers that, rather than prevent the accident from occurring in the first place, prevent the consequences from being severe. In this case, there are multiple emergency response failures, in particular the lack of alarm system and the two patient carers who were not in the room. We will focus on the lack of alarm system. So we can tick BFM 6, emergency response failure emergency action. Next we select the incident factors, so we have alarm system failures and type of alarm system none. And then in barrier tasks we're talking about a failure to provide this alarm system, and we can see how our path is developing on the right. And finally the delivery system is availability, because there should have been a second person present who would have seen that help was needed. So we can move on to the next step. So the rest of the right hand side is a fairly straightforward filling in of information. So step 12 deals with the weapon the aggressor used, in this case part of body in level 1 and more specifically teeth in level 2. And again in the right hand window we can see our path developing. So next we move on to step 13, type of contact. The type of contact in this case was a bite. In step 14 we're looking at the part of the body that was injured, so in this case that's upper extremities in level 1. Hand in level 2, and again on the right hand side we can see those boxes appearing in our path. In step 15 the type of injury is a wound or superficial injury in level 1 and an open wound in level 2. Step 16 asks if the victim was hospitalized. In this case the victim was treated as an outpatient in the psychiatric hospital, so we actually select the not hospitalized box. Step 17 deals with the broad severity of the injury from non-permanent to death. In this case, the injury is probably non-permanent. In the final step, we record the victim's absence from work due to the accident. In this case, that absence is unknown. Now, before we add our path to the database, we're going to want to save it by clicking here. We can also load our path later at any time by clicking the Path Manager button in Storybuilder Lite. And we just let it load. And we can select our path, example B, to open. Now at any point in the process, but ideally once we've finished our path, we can click View Path in Bowtie. Now this takes us back into expert mode. Remember, from expert mode you can get back into light mode by clicking the application mode menu heading and light. So now our path has been added to the bow tie and you can see it highlighted here in the full bow tie. So our path is highlighted in red and you can see it passing through the boxes that we specified in light. We can also click the invisibility button to hide the boxes our path does not go through and therefore see our path all on its own, and we can zoom in to look at specific boxes in isolation that our path passes through, like so. And finally notice that you can also see our path highlighted in blue on the left in the path list. One final crucial piece of advice: even though we've added our path to the bow tie, it hasn't actually been added to the database, so before we exit the program as a whole, we need to save the database in order to save our path. That concludes this Storybuilder video tutorial, inputting accident data using Storybuilder Lite. Thank you.